Morning traders, welcome to this currency strength indicator table video with me, John, on this Wednesday, the 11th of October. Yeah, it's Wednesday today. Already midway through the week. Now today is going to be the volatility day in the markets, I believe. If we go take a look at the economic calendar, we've got the PPI data out of the US this afternoon around about 1:30 p.m. We're looking to see if there's any kind of misses or any kind of obviously potential gains here. We can see that PPI is forecast to coming down from 0.7% down to 0.3%. So there is some potential for some US dollar weakness if that was to obviously come to fruition. There's obviously then some Fed and FOMC member speakers later this evening, and then 7 p.m. we have the FOMC meeting minutes. So there is some kind of potential volatility to come today. We haven't really had much into the start of the week. Monday and Tuesday were fairly quiet. That has potential to change for the rest of the week. On Thursday, we've got lots of pound data as well. We've got GDP data, which is going to be interesting. And we also have CPI out of the US. Friday, we've got data out of China and also the US. So lots and lots going on towards the end of this week. We are in a couple of positions, so let's just go over to one of those now. Euro Oz is the position that we ended up getting triggered into yesterday. We were looking for alerts around about this 55.40, 55.50 level, and what we were trying to identify is that if price came up into this area, is that we'll try and sell on the way down. Now there were a couple of caveats. I did also say you didn't have to sell at 65.20. You could probably go a little bit more aggressive around about 65.30, 65.40. So if you did do that, then you would have had a little bit more of a better entry here. Now price did actually go really well overnight. I was watching it, and by the time I'd gone to bed, we were fairly close to first target. So I actually expected to wake up being at first targets. Instead, the Australian dollar weakened overnight, and then we had Euro Aussie pretty much back at break even at the 165.20. So I'm watching this now with a little bit of intent, because what I don't want to see is price trading above highs now. If we do start to break highs, I think this is where we're going to need to kind of cut the trade a little bit early. What I am hoping for is that we do see a move back to the downside here. I will be watching price around about 64.70. I don't want to rebound at these lows. I want price to flush through these lows, so I'm going to be watching this sort of chart to see if we do get that flush of those lows, because I do still quite like the idea of 164 being in play. Now just heading back to our tables, Euro has now appeared on the tables for a short. You can see Euro is the second weakest currency and Aussie is the second strongest currency. They're both the third respectively on the day traders chart, so or table, sorry. So we are starting to see the potential for Euro Oz to come back in for that short at this current moment in time. So I am looking to see if we do get that continuation. It's just that I don't want to see buyers coming back in at lows, right? Obviously the old rule is we sell high, we look to buy at lows. So if that is the theory, then what we need to watch for are buyers coming back in at these lows. Don't want to see highs getting broken either, so I'm actually going to set another alert at 165.39, 165.40. I think if we close above this high, then it's going to be pretty tricky to try and continue this short move at this current moment. So I will keep you updated, obviously, as the hours go by, and we'll see what happens there. The stochastic is starting to turn back in our favor, to be honest. You can see that the K is below D at the moment. We've just touched that 80 mark. We've got a bearish close, so that could be the sort of a secondary signal if you're not in this move already to try and trade that market to the downside. So Euro is still a favorite of ours. We're in that move at the moment, so there's nothing really for us to do with regards to that trade now. Kiwi still remains the top currency to watch out for. You've got Euro Kiwi potentially for some downside as well. Unfortunately for us, Euro Kiwi hasn't come and done what we expected it to do. We were waiting to see Euro Kiwi come up into this high in here. That's where I wanted to be short from 176.50 with the opportunity to maybe short around about 176.30 was my original idea for a move down. Now we haven't had that, so this is still untested, you know, so we were looking at 176.30 for the sell. So this is still untested, so I've still left my alert in at 176.50. Whether we get that now is obviously going to be a sort of a different question, because we've got this high in here and there might be a potential for price to close bearish, K below D on the stochastic. I think that could obviously influence prices going lower back towards the 175.50. So in that case, I'm not involved with this market. Also, if we're already involved in Euro Oz, do I really want to be involved with Euro Kiwi in terms of correlation? Probably not. I think Euro Oz is definitely more of the option right now, despite Kiwi being the stronger currency. So, yeah, there's still some scope here. If you're not in Euro Oz, obviously watch out for that 176.50 level. I'm still going to leave my alert there, because if we breach this, hit that level, and we start to get rejections in there, it could obviously lead to a bit of downside. I don't want to get caught up in any kind of price action here, although you can see that 4-hour high, that's a strong level of resistance. So, you know, if we do come up into 176.30, which are these highs, you may want to look at selling around about 175 or 176 with the stop loss very tight above the high there, looking to target those lows. I only say that because obviously that is a potential resistance zone, and we've just retested it, so you may even want to consider selling that hourly low there, keeping your stop loss below above the high, and if we do get the momentum to the downside, then you know you're going to be triggered below these lows really. The next stop is 75.50. The next stop after that is that 75.12 sort of area, those lows. Like I said, Euro Oz for me is a little bit better. We've got other kind of confluences here with the stochastic. You know, the 30 minutes just produced a sort of nice high test candle as well. So, you know, and we're already in this market, and like I said, correlations may affect that. Going on to Euro Swiss. So actually Euro Swiss is a market that I really like as well. You've got Swiss as the second strongest currency on the day traders, third strongest currency on our trend traders table. We already know what the euro is kind of doing at the moment. So I was actually watching these highs here this morning. I had an alert set at 0.9600, and I was looking just to see, do we get a little bit of a rejection in and around that. So it's actually 9606 was my alert level. These previous highs and these highs that were rejected yesterday. Again, I want to be selling from highs, buying at lows, right? So if price came back into that level, that would have been a good short, I feel, back down into 95.60, perhaps even into 95.40. So that's what I was kind of looking for. Hasn't happened, obviously. Price came within around about, I don't know, 5 pips of the alert, and yeah, just didn't get that alert triggered. So I'm just still looking to see if we get another move there. Maybe, you know, what if we get some kind of like flag pattern build, a bit of a consolidative market, and then maybe we could get something like you know, a little triangle pattern with a breach to the downside. That would be quite nice to see. So that's also on the cards there. Do I think we get that? Probably not. Swiss franc is starting to prove to be a little bit stronger across the board. Swiss yen is on our tables for a potential long idea. I haven't looked at Swiss yen for a very long time. I think the last time we spoke about it was obviously getting long in this market. Let me just remove all the drawings from this. And you know, it's looking fairly bullish here. Last week was a really strong bullish close. You know, looking to sort of be that person that like I said before, buying from lows, selling at highs. where's the sort of next stop? And it could be all the way back up into this level here, which is around about that 166. 50 or 166.40, so that could be the next stop for price. How we get involved with this, I'm not 100% sure yet. You know, you can see this is the low that would have been a nice buy from, around about that 160.50. Looking at the 4-hour time frame, I'm kind of, you know, again, just trying to identify some lows, and the only kind of low I can really see is down at this 163.50, around this area here. This is the sort of area that I quite like. Yeah, that would be an ideal area, around about that 163. Let's put in 50 and see where that kind of drops to. Yeah, that low just through there. So this zone, really, anything around 163.80 to 163.50, I'd be a little bit more happier for a long opportunity. I'm going to set an alert there. Whether I actually trade this market, I'm not going to say that if price comes to here, we're going to look to get long. I actually think there's better markets to do that on. Let's have a quick look at Kiwi Yen. We discussed this yesterday in a little bit of depth. The only reason why I didn't like this market yesterday was because we're back at these highs, and I think that still rings true for today. Although if I was to go to a 30-minute chart, we are coming back into these lows through here, which would be an area, I think, where we could look for a potential long opportunity from. Even on the hourly, you can see price coming back. It's more like this zone on an hourly chart. Price coming back towards this area. So around about that 89.50 could be support for Kiwi Yen. So there is scope to say, right, okay, if we hit 89.50, let's long 89. Oh, that's the wrong one. Hang on 1 second. I've just deleted the wrong thing as well. But let's say 89.50 gets tested. We want to be long 89.60, targeting that sort of 90 area. Stop loss on this one could just be, sorry, I'm messing this up a little bit here. Stop loss could just be below these swing lows, or just below that sort of current low. You're going to get a 2R potential trade out of that. My only concern, like I said previously, is this daily chart, and seeing the fact that we're at this daily swing high. So from a bigger picture, it could be the fact that we may see price breakdown there, and that's why I quite like waiting just to see if price will find buyers above this high. If we find buyers above that high, I'll look to sort of buy from lows that get formed in the market to try and target that 92. So yeah, I'm not 100% on this one, so that's why I mean, nothing's 100% anyway, but you know, I like to be certain about a market, and I'm not certain on Kiwi Yen at this moment in time. A little bit similar to Aussie Yen as well. Aussie Yen kind of had this obviously aggressive downward move. We've kind of made a slow sort of pullback to the upside again, and now we're back at this almost like a range area, 95.80. So yeah, Aussie's strong at the moment. We want Aussie to be strong. We Euro are short, obviously, so we want Aussie to be strong. So we do want to see Aussie break through this level. It's just I'm a little bit more on the concern side, especially with the likes of sort of yen, just because we are seeing that yen sort of weaken at the moment, rather than obviously being on the strong side, and we are approaching 150 again. If price traded through 150, I'd still be very concerned about the weakness, because we know that there was a suspected intervention at 150. So yen, I think, is just a difficult market to trade at the moment. So I would be happy staying away from those yen pairs. I'd be you know, looking towards maybe sort of Euro Swiss and things like that. CAD Swiss has just jumped on the chart as well. Even, you know, I would say dollar, but because of the dates coming up today, I'll probably stay away from the dollar as well. So yeah, I think Euro Oz I still quite like until something drastically changes here. Like I said, if we get a break above, let's say we find support in here, let's say, you know, price is seeing this more as a rally, consolidation, and a continuation. If we break 165.40, I'm gonna get out of that. I'm gonna, you know, exit my position there. Hopefully we can see price continue to push to the downside. Other than that, really speaking, you've got Euro Kiwi, Euro Swiss. I quite like this Euro Swiss opportunity if we were to see a decent pullback, just because we are trading between that range there. So yeah, quite like the opportunity on that one. Let's just have a flick over to CAD Swiss. I haven't actually looked at it, although I did get an alert on CAD Swiss this morning for a breakout, which was this low here at 66.50. You know, we were pretty long this market. We were long up until that sort of point there. Again, this kind of proves a little bit of a point where I say you want to be selling from major highs, which is those highs here at the 6800. You want to be long from lows. So where is this market going to go to? You know, you've got the highs that were formed at 66.12, or you got these lows down here towards the 6500. So price could come all the way back down to this level here. So there's a good potential for that. Again, how would I try to sort of attack this market? Well, you've got this consolidation, which is what my alert just went off of. Sellers trying to push price to the downside here. So, you know, looking at that, again, where do I sort of, let me just get rid of a few of these things, don't really need these anymore. Where would I really want to be a seller from? Well, I would really want to be a seller from the highs here at 66.80. So, yeah, little bit of a way off there. I'll set an alert there just to see if anything does come through. You know, this would be one that if we did see price rally into that point and we saw a rejection, you know, I'd be looking to short like 66.70s maybe for a move down. But I think what we've got in at the moment is Euro Oz, obviously. That's a position that's open, so going to be managing that position. It's looking like we're getting some aggressive buying coming in at this moment in time. That might be down towards the Aussie sort of weakening off a little bit from its recent sort of rally. Obviously, a table saying that we should still be long the Australian dollar. I think if it slips away, obviously, if Euro-Oz moves itself away from this, then there's a different question to be had. I mean, Euro's actually jumped from the trend trader side, actually, which is a little bit concerning considering the trend traders is meant to tell us that the higher time frames are weakening. So that is a little bit concerning, but I will keep an eye on it. I'll let you know. I've got alerts set, so if we were to see any kind of breakthrough to the upside there, I will be sure to let you know. So unfortunately for us, we were on side quite a bit. You know, we're about 0.7 up. Was just looking to see if we got that 1-to-1 first before looking for the move to the downside. But yeah, I'll let you know. Thanks for watching this video. I hope you learned a lot, and I'll catch you in the next one.